Let's get right to the topic at hand and what's going on with the Cubs. We need some morale improvement, and for that, we've come to just the right guy. The director of morale for the Chicago Cubs. You need to be following him on Twitter. Is our friend Dom, Dom_Frederick is how you follow him on Twitter. Fred, good morning. How's it going?
Thanks for having me, guys. I hope you're having a great morning. Clearly, the last couple games weren't how we're all expecting it to go, but we have a great opportunity today. That's kind of the message that I'm going with today.
We need that morale reinforcement because I got to tell you, these last three games have been soul draining.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm watching the same thing everyone else is. Clearly disappointing. The fact that we couldn't muster up enough offense for a great Kyle Hendricks start the other night, and we just couldn't put it together yesterday. I thought yesterday could be a day that we could get some momentum going into this White Sox series, but it wasn't the case. But again, like I believe we'll talk about, both teams are kind of struggling right now. The White Sox are coming into this series, with their tail between their legs a little bit, and clearly we know what's going on with the Cubs. So it's kind of a head-to-head matchup of who can get the momentum going into the playoffs.
Fred, first of all, thanks for joining us. Just to paint the picture for everybody right now, you are joining us on your commute to work, right? So be careful out there. We don't encourage talking on the phone and driving all the times, but I don't want you to get too worked up and get in an accident out there. Okay?
No, we'll be good. I'm driving safe. I'm on the highway. I'm staying in the middle lane. I'm not speeding. Just going to work like everyone else is. But thank you for the kind words.
Not a problem. All right, pitching is outside of last night. Alec Mills and it wasn't great, but the pitching overall has been good. Beginning of the season, we were all worried about the bullpen. Bullpen has actually turned out to be not a big issue these last couple weeks. It's the hitting. It's the hitting. It's the offense. I asked Riles earlier in the show who would you say is the best offensive player right now for the Cubs. We really couldn't come up with an answer. Do you have any idea what's happened to the offense? Why is it broken right now?
Well, clearly this is a talented group. Now, what I'm going to say is not an excuse for what's going on. Clearly, the lack of offense can't be just pushed under the rug and just say, oh, it's COVID, oh, it's this or that. But I do think, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, when you failed, the September in 2018 when we lost to the Brewers in Game 163, and then you lose to the Rockies in the wild card game. Last year, you go on that 9-game losing streak to end the year. You don't make the playoffs. And then this year, you hit that rough patch during the middle of the season, and then September rolls around. I remember I tweeted, I said this is going to be the biggest month in the Theo era, probably since 2016. And I think we're seeing why, because there's a lot of pressure on this team. There's a lot of pressure on these guys to perform. And I think, listen, these guys won when they were so young, and everything was looking up. Everything was looking all fine and dandy. But when the pressure makes diamonds, and if you're not able to meet that demand of what's going on in the challenge of these games, then you're going to struggle a little bit. Again, it's not an excuse, but I really feel like that's what we're watching right now. So listen, but everything starts somewhere. I mean, it can start with one hit. It can start with one good inning offensively. It can start with one good game, and then you start building on that, feeling good about yourself again. I think we've seen that with a bunch of different players, whether it be the Ian Happ making a turnaround this year, Jason Hayward. You look back to Javi Baez in 2015 or 16, 17, when he started really turning his career around. Anthony Rizzo back in 2014. All these types of things, it starts somewhere, and I understand people might not have the confidence in them turning it around in such short notice, but like I said before, it starts somewhere, and there's no reason to think that when you have a rivalry game, so to speak, a really good team like the White Sox are, you have them, you're playing them this weekend, there's no reason why we should put our tail between our legs and back into these last three games, especially with the division on the line, Joe. Come on!
Yeah, there's that. There's the division on the line to think about. Yeah, because you had tweeted out a little bit ago, if you were told the Cubs are playoff bound, up 3 games going into the final weekend to clinch a Central Division championship, you're taking that every day of the week. So quit feeling sorry for yourself and have a blank backbone one time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is we can trust in the fact that you are not feeling as though, okay, the best times we've had this season are behind us.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Joe, you tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, when did it start to be this, where unless you're not winning your division by 30 games, and not only are you're winning your division by 30 games, but you're beating the 27 Yankees and you're beating the Cardinals teams of the 70s and 80s, and you have all those teams in your division, you're still winning by 30 games, then you can feel confident about your team. I mean, when did it become first place is just chump change now? Or winning a division is chump change, or making the playoffs is chump change. I just don't understand it. You have the White Sox coming in here again, tail between their legs. Cubs not feeling great about themselves. So what are we supposed to do? Not play this game this weekend? What's the deal? I mean, you got 2 good teams. The White Sox are a really good team, so there's no reason why you shouldn't be excited about getting the chance to win the division and beat the White Sox. Again, beat a really good team and boost the momentum going into the playoffs. I don't know when that's changed. You tell me, Joe.
No, when the schedule came out at the beginning of the season, and we saw this final weekend against the White Sox, and we kind of knew the Cubs were going to be decent. There were some question marks around the White Sox. They turned out to be good, and I think we all said, how exciting would it be if it came down to the last series, a Crosstown Classic that actually means something, and we got it, and we should be excited about this weekend coming up. The opportunities here to put a nice little bow on the end of a pretty unique and fun season.
Absolutely. I mean, that everyone was talking about that. You're totally right. Everyone was looking at these last 3 games as a deciding factor of what could happen with the season, and here it is. So, again, I understand that people are frustrated that the team isn't hitting. I understand that the final week or so, whatever it's been, hasn't been as enjoyable and hasn't been like everyone thought it would go, and we thought we'd clinch the division a little bit earlier. But again, you have the opportunity today today's bad news day.
Yes.
Of all the days, today is bad news day. There's no reason why we should be, again, just whimpering our way into it. You got the White Sox, Cubs. People are always talking about, the White Sox fans are always talking about this big rivalry, and as Cubs fans, I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying a lot of people are just, crawling their way into it. I think it's kind of sorry. It's not the way I go about things. It's bad news day. I mean, come on. You got Darvish. You got a chance to clinch the Cy Young, one of the greatest comebacks for someone who was just battered and beat up, and everyone ripping on him this first year in 2018. Alex Rodriguez telling lies about him in 2018 on national TV. And now he's going to come out, and he has a chance to win a Cy Young, has a chance to lock it up tonight if he pitches great. And bad news is wearing the bad news shirt. So I don't know what else to say. Morale is high. Morale is high for me. Again, I know a lot of people don't feel that way, but again, we have a great opportunity to close this season on a great note and boost ourselves into the playoffs starting on Wednesday.
Yeah, I want to congratulate you on that. You've done a couple things for me. You've opened up. I think you made me realize the personalities of some of the players on this team, going all the way back to Pedro Strop. I think you opened a lot of people's eyes to how cool of a guy he was and how much he meant to the clubhouse. And you started with the Yu Darvish stuff too. He, like you said, battered and bruised amongst many Cub fans. They were ready to cut him loose, and he's turned into like you said, a Cy Young performer. And I know you reached out to him earlier with some of your merchandise, sent him a Yu Darvish a bad news shirt, and he got it, and he thanked you for it. Was that the highlight of your Twitter career, of Yu Darvish thanking you online for something you sent him?
That's a really good question. I think there are a few things. I think probably the hard hats with the Cubs last year, them selling the hard hats in the bleachers. Obviously, the Kyle Schwarber stuff that we talked about last time, when I was able to collaborate with him to raise money for his charity on some clothing to donate for our first responders. And then, the Yu Darvish stuff is clearly, I'm a huge fan of you. Arguably, probably my favorite player on the team. The fact that he did, and I think, again, he followed me, which was kind of, I felt very justified in what I was doing and everything, so I did really appreciate it. And then for him to give me the shout-out on the bad news stuff, again, that felt really good. Hopefully we can do some stuff in the future. Again, I like to take it slow. I don't like to get in these guys' business. Unless you're like Wilson Contreras and you've been big leaguing me for like 4 years, then I'll be in your replies, or Ian Happ too. If Ian Happ listens to this, he's the one guy. Ian Happ will work with all other people, but he won't give me any shine. Anyways, that's another topic for another day. But anyways, he's got every single ad deal going, but won't even give me a shout out. Whatever. So yeah, the Yu Darvish thing was great. Bad news. I absolutely love it, and I mean, I can't wait to watch him pitch. The last time we get to watch him pitch in the regular season today, it feels great. Hopefully he's wearing the bad news shirt under his jersey. That would be amazing. Wears in the post-game press conference when he throws 9 innings of 2-hit ball, no runs. That would be amazing. That's how you boost some morale for all the Wilbons out there that really see something to believe. You know what I mean?
And speaking of that, we're up against the clock. Before we let you go, give us a 30-second pep talk for those Cub fans whose morale is really dragging around gutter level right now.
Listen, you have to understand, for all the diehard fans out there that have been watching this team for the last 40, 50 years, watching this team be in 4th, 5th place, you have a chance to, this weekend, against your crosstown rival, whatever you want to call it. The White Sox are a really good team. You have a chance for them, a chance for you to win the division, get into the playoffs, play whoever it is. The Marlins, probably an easy team, whatever it is. You have an opportunity to win the Crosstown Cup this weekend. All these types of things you should be excited about, and stop backing your way into every single challenge that goes on with the Cubs. If the Cubs go down 1-0, figure it out, grow a backbone one time, and let's support this team that's been the best team in Cubs history. I don't understand why people don't feel that way. But that's just me, and I appreciate everyone who follows along. Cubs in 4. I don't care who we play. Joe.
I don't either.
He's Dom, at Dom_Frederick. You need to follow him on Twitter. He is the director of morale for the Chicago Cubs.